Good morning from the Slim Pickens channel. We got the guitar put together. Got the strings on it. Got the clear coat finished up on it. I had a video where I set this up, got the strings on it, and got the string trees on it. I cried while putting these on. These were a pain in the butt, but I got those. Got the tuners done. Strings are humming. There is a string height issue here, and these are just about maybe halfway already down low. So I have an option. I could shim the neck if I want to, or the other option is let it be. And I'm gonna choose the latter option. Just let it be. Not really worry about that, because this is just going to be like a knock-around guitar. Add it to a couple of recordings if I want to, and things of that nature. And besides, these are, I'm going to be putting light gauge strings on there, so it's not really going to be like a heavy string that's really going to require a whole lot of, strength to push down anyway. And I really don't want to do a whole lot of trying to shim the neck or raising it, because if I could shim it, but really, what's it going to lift it up to? I mean, it's probably going to be a quarter of what it is now, and it's still going to be ridiculous. String heights ain't going to fix anything. So I'm just going to leave it the way it is. Sometimes you just go with that option, just let it be. But now, that's not my biggest issue. The biggest issue I have now is grounding. It's got some buzzing coming from inside there somewhere. The ground. So I'm thinking the grounding ain't right. I'm trying to figure out what I should say. I'm sorry. It's early morning. But anyway, I got a soldering iron hooked up because I'm going to pay a visit to Mr. Captain Obvious in there for grounding issues. Captain Obvious being the ground wire itself, and see if I can reroute it somewhere or see what's going on with that issue there. Or it could just be the amp wire itself. Now, a lot of times these amp wires have grounding issues themselves and make you think it's your guitar, and really it's these guys. So I'm going to be testing out a lot of that and see what happens, because I might just be able to just maybe run some tape around this or something to kind of help, I don't know, the grounding issues. But we'll find that out. Just try anything and everything to see if it works. Pretty much is my way of doing things. So drop that there. Don't pay attention to the mess. That's bag, toys in that bag. I don't know why Kimberly's saving plastic bottles, but she's doing that. And that's some of the stuff from out of the old studio, from the porch picking studio. Yeah. So yeah. But anyway, I digress. Let's get this thing going. I got the soldering iron hooked up. Let's flip this over and let's see what we got going on. Alright, so we got the back off of it here. I'm going to pull this back up and see what the deal is here. Did the ground wire come loose? And it's kind of loose on this post. If I can find the ground wire. Yeah, she's kind of loose. Oh yeah, look at that. Come right off. So what I'm going to do is plug it in. Might go ahead and unhook the soldering iron. Plug it into the amp and just keep placing this in random spots in here to see if the grounding issue kind of clears itself up wherever I touch it. And then when it does, that's where I'm going to place it. Whether on the back of that volume pot down there, or somewhere. Or just try to see if it'll reattach itself to the screw and see if that clears up. If it does, I'll just clear up this wire and just attach it back to that screw. So I want to see if the grounding issue. So I'm just going to play around with it and see what goes on with that. So you probably can't hear the amp too much. So I want to see. So the ground wire is working, because every time I'm touching it, I'm getting a reaction from the amp. Nothing there. Nothing there at all. Yeah, this right here. I got to see if I can run it to here. Nope. Here. Nope. Let's see. it just got quiet when I touched that. See, I don't know if you could tell it because the amp's down there on the floor, but it really just got quiet when I touched it to this. Right there. Which I think this tape here is actually meant to kind of help noise reduction, and so the easy fix, let's see. Just maybe tape it to it. Nope. That's not doing it. Let's see if we can wonder. My finger's the one doing it, so it's not really the tape. Ooh, hang on. Nope. That ain't working. Alright, so the buzzing does get a little quieter. And I cleaned up the wire too. I spliced a little bit off that wire. When I touch it against this screw, it gets considerably quieter this way. So I'm going to try this screw and solder it to it and see what we got. And maybe this will cure it. It does sound a lot quieter, and it could be because I'm holding it. So I don't know. So I want to try to test that theory out. Let me put this hole here and just test it out and see what happens. It's not getting any quieter. It's only when I touch it. What is going on here? Let me try it. And I think a lot of my grounding is coming from this, the jack itself. I got some grounding issues within my cord, so it might not even be the guitar itself. Could it just be the cord, maybe? Because this is no different. And it's supposed to, clear up eventually. And I'm touching the strings, so I'm not getting a different reaction. Usually, if it's a grounding issue, the strings will help pick up. You'll hear like clicking every time you touch the strings. Usually. And I'm not hearing anything else. So it might just be the cord itself. So I'm going to have to figure out what's going on inside that cord, take it apart and see if the wire's loose or whatever inside there itself. But I'll get there eventually. So let me resolder this down to the bolt again and call the guitar alright. I don't think it's a grounding issue within the guitar itself. I think it's a lot to do with my cord. There's a ground wire in here as well in these cords, and a lot of times if you pull against them, a number of times, from just pulling here instead of here, which I'm usually pretty careful about doing. Usually I just grab them from here instead of on the cord itself. Then it'll pull the cord, the wires loose in there sometimes. So you just gotta. So I'm gonna take a look inside that cord and later on and see if there's a grounding issue within that. I have other cords I could test with it. If I know where they are, I could use them real fast. But I'm pretty sure there's something within my cord, ground-wise, because I'm getting reactions every time I touch that, and it's no different. Wherever I place this wire, I'm not getting a different reaction at all. So I'm going to say that the ground wire on this is just fine, and it's something to do with my input cord itself. So let me go ahead and reattach this wire, put the back on it, and call this done. So yeah, a lot of times these power cords will have grounding issues itself. You just twist these will twist down. And they're set up no different than, the power on your thing. I got to pull that sleeve down somehow. It's pretty well and tight in there. This is pretty much a relatively new cord, so I don't know if it would be necessarily the grounding issue on this guy, but it's got to be something within the cord itself, because it's I don't know. It's just, to me, it's not making sense to be within the guitar itself, the ground wire, because no matter where I was moving the ground wire within there, I wasn't getting anything different as far as buzzing. It wouldn't stop anywhere, no matter what metal I touched it on, no matter where I placed it, the buzzing just would not stop. So, but it stopped immediately when I put my hand on this, and it stopped and cleared up, and it grounded properly. So I'm gonna check this out a little later and see if that's my problem. So right now, let's get this thing hooked up and see what we got. Get that ground wire back together. Alright, so I'm starting to get a little hang of this soldering thing. That still looks ugly as hell, but I got it in there. It's attached pretty good. So I'm gonna put the back on here, plug it back in, and let it go from there. Alright, so after going through it, like I did with the ground wire and everything and testing it, I am about 40,000% sure that the problem is lying within my cord, this guy, and not that. Right now, let me show you what the previous videos that got erased was supposed to show you. But I had it working, it had the strings on it, and there's that buzzing again. I'm not getting it on this end. I'm getting it on this end. And when I touch it, it pretty much stops. But ooh, she's out of tune. She definitely out of tune. Let me get that camera moved a little bit this way. I'll kick it. I already settled the strings in. Let's see if we can. God, I love this thing. And the best part about this is you threw it together on your own. This is something that you just built yourself. That's what makes it more appealing to me, is that this was constructed by my hands. I put this together myself. I wired it myself. That was the hardest part, is that wiring. And now I got it hooked up like it's supposed to be. And like I said, that buzzing and the grounding issue, I think, is coming from my power jack. I don't know if you can hear the difference. Every time I touch the power jack, it stops. And no matter where I put that ground wire, whatever metal I touched it to, it was no difference. And it's supposed to, if it was that ground wire, the buzzing would stop. You would think, right? So, and the ground wire was attached right to where it was supposed to be. So it wasn't pulled out or anything. But I did clear up and you see, I cleaned up the wires, re-spliced and cleaned it. So it's within this power cord. So I'm going to take this power cord apart, or just get another cord and see if that clears up any something else, which I'm pretty sure it will. But if it don't, I'm not going to worry about it. I'm just going to play it anyway, because it's good enough for the music I play and the songs I write. So I take what I can get and when I can get it. So anyway, this is pretty cool. I mean, it's something that you construct out of your own hands. Let's see if I can get it to play a song. Oh, no, tune it up first. I gotta adjust these screws up here on these tuners. Intonation I was supposed to set intonation. I guess I could do that real fast. Let's see what we got here. I guess I got stopped when the grounding issues. Really quickly, let's see if we can get the intonation right on this thing. But first, let's adjust. I guess I need to kind of tighten up on these screws here to kind of keep them. I got this toolbox in my way. I appreciate y'all watching this build for me. I mean, I'm in no rush to get this done. It's just something, a project. It's taken a little bit over a year for me to try to get a hold of complete here. It's been in the shed for a year, so yeah, them things are really loose. I like them good and snug. I don't like to over tighten them. You just go through and do this, and they kind of help hold the. I don't move them immediately. Oh, they're gonna be out of tune now. Let's be honest with you. Especially that guy. He's too tight. Loosen him up a little more. I got him too tight. There he goes. Hey, it's better. All right, so the intonation for your procrastination, I guess. No, that's not the right word. But anyway, listen to the string. Oh, it is sharp. Now, the harmonic matches, but at the 12th fret, it's supposed to be the same note as. You hear that? There it is. Boo, 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 boo. 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 Am I going the right way? Nope, I don't think so. Turn these right here. This is where intonation comes from, right there. Nope. Now these aren't wanting to turn for some reason. Am I using the wrong size screwdriver? There we go. See if it'll tighten up this way. Let's see what happens. Still sharp. I gotta come down. You just experiment with it, mess around with it. Now, a lot of times, some things won't pop into place right away, so you kind of have to move them a little bit, especially if they're stuck. Just experiment and play with them. You're not going to get it right off the bat. Still sounds a little sharp, don't it? Let's go down a little more. I don't use a tuner. I just kind of try to use it in my ears if I get it right. That's still sharp. Good God, sharp. Keep having to move that forward. But every time you hit that one, it just goes sharp. I'm gonna have all kinds of problems with this little guitar, ain't I? Let's go the other way, see what happens. Will you just come on? Go back to where I kind of started from. It's almost right. Actually, it sounds like it's going in this direction. A little. I don't edit a lot of this stuff out because I kind of want to see what let y'all see kind of what it goes, what we kind of go through to get these set up, get the intonation right. It's almost right. It's still kind of sharp. So to get this tuned right, I guess I got to turn these screws to the right. Good God, that just sounds totally ugly. That's about as close as I think I got it so far. anyway, yeah. So instead of just trying to listen by ear, I do have a tuner that I can bring out here. But I might do that in the next episode. Set the intonation on this thing, get it where it's supposed to be. Because right now, it's just 2 shades of ugly. I mean, it's almost dialed in on 1 string, but that's how we do the intonation. We just adjust these screws in the back and get them done that way. I went ahead and adjusted these screws. You saw me do that. So I'll get the intonation set right. Just stay tuned. Stay with me. So I'll get it right, and then within the next couple episodes, we'll hopefully gonna be playing some songs and jamming out on this thing together. I want to do that together. So after all, that's what this channel is about. After all, together and being and sharing music together. So anyway, thank you so much for clicking on. Hit that subscribe button if you ain't done so already. Next episode, we're setting the intonation up on this thing. What's the proper? Really? Me? Proper way of doing it? So anyway, goodbye, and I'll be seeing you when I see you.